Good morning. It's Monday. Time for coffee. Time to be with you again. Thanks for checking in. Hope you're okay. You know, if you're not and you're not doing well, or you're struggling through this time, let us know. We'll put you on our prayer list. And you can contact the website vpmc.org and we will put you on our prayer list. So anyway, I got some good reflections maybe for you. Well, they're good to me. I figured out why you and I can handle this difficult time. I think we're good at it. And here's why I think we can handle this. Through our faith and our understanding of our God, we've appreciated the value of sacrifice. Because that's what we're asked to do. We're asked to sacrifice. We've got knowledge from the Old Testament, Moses and the Israelites, how they sacrificed a lot as they awaited the coming of the Messiah. And obviously the ultimate sacrifice in the New Testament that Jesus gave his life. And you know, it just seems to me that we appreciate that idea of sacrifice. And so I like to look at it as a way to define sacrifice as this, to handle well uncomfortable inconveniences. And I think we're doing that because of our understanding of the value of sacrifice. So in the midst of this difficult time, offer up the inconveniences. Make it a sacrifice that is a gift to the Lord. And then ask Him to bless somebody you know. Especially those people who are making life a little better for us in the midst of the difficulty. Maybe you know a doctor who's risking his life every day, or a nurse, or an EMT, or maybe it's just a policeman or a fireman, or the person who brings you mail, or how about the person who just checks out your food at the grocery store? They're all working every day for us. So I know we got an idea of sacrifice. We can make that work. We'll turn it into something positive. It won't be so bad. I also know that we're good at this because there's another value to dealing with all the inconveniences. It's like when I wear the mask and the gloves, it isn't just about protecting me. It's about protecting you too. I might be a carrier. We don't know enough about this. And so many people don't even have any symptoms at all, don't even know. And yet they could be a carrier. So the wearing of the mask and the gloves is also a gift so I don't hurt you. So when you do it, know that it's a very positive thing you're doing. This morning at Mass, I was knowing about the other thing that is so good that we do during tough times, and that's praying. In the first reading this morning at Mass, it's from the Acts of the Apostles again, and that's about the early history of the church. And they were recounting all the wonderful things that were going on. The cures and the miracles and the following of Jesus. And then all the disciples, they gathered in prayer, and as it was announced, as they gathered in prayer, the building shook. The building shook. I often think, we're doing so much praying now that we're trying to shake the kingdom of heaven. We got up to say, God, come on, you got to get involved in this thing. He will, because we believe it. So we've got some real advantages because of our faith. And I'm glad, and the gospel was about Nicodemus challenging Jesus about being born in the Spirit and And Jesus says, unless you're baptized and you believe, you're not going to enter the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, we know he made the sacrifice to buy us a ticket to heaven. You people that you've been on some of my missions, you know that I carry with me my ticket to heaven. Jesus bought it. And so that's my journey. I'm on the road to the kingdom. There are a lot of bumps on the road right now, but that's okay. I also was reflecting upon how life has changed because of the inconveniences that we now have. My world is much smaller. Just got a couple rooms in an apartment. And I was remembering how large my world was for so long. And I was at DePaul University for quite a few years. Some of those years I was director of athletics, and I traveled. When I left DePaul, I was asked to be the director of vocations for our community, and I traveled. And then for the last 33 years, in this wonderful ministry called the Parish Mission Apostolate that I love, I've traveled. My world was large. God, everywhere in the United States and Canada, Rome, St. Peter's, and the Pope. And my world was large. And well, it's small now. But I figured out a way to recapture and recover that large world. I started looking at old pictures, old albums, before the camera phone. And I've been checking my phone, too, for more recent pictures. But I was looking at all these pictures, all the places I've been, where I could see how large my world was. But it wasn't the places. It was the people that I was with. It could have been my brother and sister when we were in Rome. It could be all the people who have been on missions with us everywhere. So the beauty has been the people. They have made the world large because they're from everywhere. And they make the world beautiful. And so I've been loving looking at them. Maybe you might want to do that. Check out some old pictures. Maybe you see somebody and say, I wonder what they're doing. And you check it out, find out. I've been using that Google Earth. I don't know if you got it. Check if you can get it on your computer or phone. Go ahead and get it. Then you can find out where people live and go look at their house. You can look at my house. Just check the Google Earth, 212 Custer Street, Lamont, and you'll see where I live. And it's just it's kind of a neat way to deal with some of the inconveniences of being stuck in a house. But it's made me recapture and recover the large world. I'll tell you something else. I know last Thursday, a lot of you, we got together and had some wine and bread and invited Jesus and we prayed. We prayed for a miracle. I said the mission prayer that you can get from our website. I got some other idea for this week. How about on Wednesday, get that Google machine going again and check out our Holy Father's private Mass. You go to YouTube, Santa Marta, or YouTube, Pope Francis, to check out his daily Mass. Now, you don't have to look at the whole Mass, but it's nice because it's translated. But at the end of the Mass, he has 10 minutes of adoration. The Blessed Sacrament is placed in a monstrance on the altar, and he sits there, and a few people are there to assist him. A couple daughters of charity and a couple priests. And they just sit and adore Jesus in the Eucharist. What a great 10 minutes that could be for us. You could take that time to do your praying for everybody who was helping. You can say the mission prayer so we get the miracle. And then you can receive the Holy Father's blessing at the end of the adoration. Kind of a neat thing. I invite you to do it on a Wednesday. And then I look forward to seeing you again next Monday. You know, if you got time and there's something you're interested in me talking about, why don't you email me or contact the website and let me know what you'd like me to say, or maybe you got some questions you want me to answer. I'd love to answer them. But until then, be safe, be healthy, and you'll be able to handle the uncomfortable inconveniences because of our faith. Thank God we got it. God bless you. See you Monday.